Hello everybody and welcome to another video. In this video we're going to be looking at today's faction focus, which is the Nighthaunt, which is going to be pretty interesting. So the spooky ghosts coming to 4th edition. So yes, Nighthaunt are the focus for today's faction focus. So if you don't know who the Nighthaunt are, they are basically one of the undead factions of the game, and they're essentially an army of ghosts, basically. They've got some pretty cool looking models like the Black Ghost. You can the Black Ghost, the Black Coach. You can use things like Nagash and things like that in your army, but essentially you've got an army of ghosts. They were quite big in 2nd edition. They were the big bad in the 2nd edition launch box. And yeah, so they're getting the faction focus today. So let's have a little look at their rules. So, their rules, their battle traits, their army rules. So Nighthaunt army has the following abilities. They have a passive ability of ethereal. So, ignore all modifiers to saving rolls, positive and negative, for friendly Nighthaunt units, excluding Nagash. So Nagash doesn't get this, okay? But everything else in the army does, which is pretty good. I mean, ignoring rend, positive and negative, is pretty impressive. Okay, so reaction to opponent declaring an attack ability. So someone tries to attack you, obviously, everything in the game is now an ability, and an attack ability is basically going to be in fighting or shooting. You can pay 1 CP, and a friendly Nighthaunt unit targeted by that attack basically gets a 5-up ward for the rest of that phase. That's really quite good. You also have once per turn army, change your charge phase, shriek. So declare, pick a friendly Nighthaunt unit that has not yet used the Aura of the Dread ability this turn, and has charged this turn to use this ability. Pick an enemy unit that's within an inch of them to be the target, and the number of models to be a friendly Nighthaunt must be greater than the number of models in the target unit. Effects, subtract 1 to hit rolls for that target unit for the rest of the turn. So basically there's a couple of things here that you kind of we need to unpack. So you pick a friendly unit that has charged, then you pick an enemy unit with an inch of that unit, and you have to outnumber them. And if you outnumber them, they become -1 to hit you, okay? Not sure what the Aura of Dread is. I haven't found that, and maybe it's something that they kind of get elsewhere. So, once per turn, army, your charge phase, Wave of Terror, effect, friendly Nighthaunt units that are in combat can use charge abilities this phase. However, if a unit that is in combat uses a charge ability and the charge roll is 3 or less, that unit does not count as having charged that turn. Okay, pretty interesting. So once per turn, army, your charge phase. So a lot of things kicking off in your charge phase here. Declare, pick a friendly Nighthaunt war machine or cavalry unit that has not used the Aura of Dread ability this turn, and that charged this turn to use this ability. Then pick an enemy unit within 1 inch to be the target. Subtract 1 from save rolls for the target for the rest of that turn. So again, just like the other one, you charge in with a unit, a war machine, more than likely the Black Coach, cavalry. So you've got horses, ghosty horses. You pick a unit, they charge. You pick a unit within 1 inch of them, and that unit that you choose is going to be -1 to their saves. Pretty solid. So the next one is Petrify. Again, army-wide, once per turn in your charge phase. Pick a friendly Nighthaunt hero that has not used an Aura of the Dread ability this turn, and that charged this turn to use this ability. Then pick an enemy unit within 1 inch to be the target. The effect, the target has strike last for the rest of the turn. So you've got quite a lot going on in the charge phase, your charge phase, which is kind of interesting. Hopefully, the article will shed a little bit of light on what Aura of the Dead is, okay, or Dread is, which it doesn't. So we've got battle formations. So obviously we've got the Death Stalkers, and they've got their rule, there is no escape. So Friendly Nighthaunt units can use charge abilities even if they used a run or retreat ability in the same turn. In addition, no mortal wound damage is inflicted to a friendly Nighthaunt unit who uses an retreat ability. Okay, so run and charge, and you can retreat without any penalty. That's pretty good. So they've also got a spell, Arcane Incantations. So cast on a 6. A friendly Nighthaunt wizard to cast this spell, pick a friendly visible Nighthaunt unit that has 3 or more models and is wholly within 12 inches of them to be the target. Roll 2d6, need 6 or higher. Subtract 1 from rune rolls for attacks that target that unit until the start of your next turn. So you're not only going to be -1 or minus the rend because you're just going to ignore it, but you're also going to be -1 to wound. That's pretty defensive. So looking at the units of the day. So like I said yesterday in yesterday's video, I expected to see the Mortarch. So she has a 4-up save, a move of 8, a health of 7, and a control of 2. She has a ranged attack with 12 inches, hits on with 1 attack, hits on 2s, wounds on 2s, 3 rend, d6 damage, crit, auto wounds. I can guarantee now that that 1 dice will never hit. You will always roll a 1 with that 1 dice, 100%. So, melee weapons, they've got the Staff of Midnight, 4 attacks, 4s followed by 3s, -1 rend d3 damage, and crit auto wounds. So basically, any 6s to hit, you're going to automatically wound. And then the Handmaiden's Spectral Claws, 6 attacks, 4s and 4s, no rend, 1 damage, crit auto wound, companion. Okay. So the companion, I believe, is like a companion's attack. So it's like a little beastie. So if you look at the, I can pretty much guarantee now when we get the Blades of Khorne article, and you look at the Chaos Lord, the Flesh Terror Flesh Hound that it has, it will have attacks and it will say companion next to it. I guarantee it. So once per battle, your hero phase, no rest for the wicked. So declare, pick any number of friendly Nighthaunt units on the battlefield to be the target. Any number. For each target, you can return a number of slain models to that unit with a combined health characteristic of up to D3 plus 3. Wow, what a solid healing ability. Straight away, right there, if you're playing Nighthaunt, you're going to be wanting to bring her just for that alone, because it's pick any number of friendly Nighthaunt units on the battlefield to be the target. And then for each one, you literally roll D3 plus 3 wounds coming back. That is so, so good. Wow. She also has a passive ability, Mortarch of Grief. Subtract 3 from the control score of enemy units while they are while they are within 12 inches of this unit. That pretty much wipes out most things control score. I've not really seen many things with a control score of higher than 2. So that's pretty much just going to wipe out most things straight away. In your hero phase, she can cast a spell that casts on 6, has an 18-inch range, 2d6 to cast. Ignore positive modifiers to hit rolls, wound rolls, and save rolls for the target for the rest of the turn. So you pick an enemy unit, roll a 2 dice, score a 6 or higher, and they basically don't get any modifiers to the hits, to the wounds, to the saving for the rest of that turn. That is really cool. And that's also going to basically meaning that they can't benefit from things like all-out attack, all-out defense, and things like that. Even being in cover and getting any effects from their save isn't going to affect them either. So that's pretty cool. So obviously she's a War Master, unique hero, wizard, 2, infantry, fly, and a 4-up ward. Pretty solid. I can see her being used quite a lot, especially for that healing ability. So the next thing we've got is this guy, the Grim Healer. So he's got a 4-up save, 12 move, 7 health, 2 control. He has a melee weapon called Fell Reaper. He's got 5 attacks, 3s and 3s, 2 rend, 2 damage. Lots of rules here. Crit charge, he does +1 damage, and then he does auto wounds on 6s to hit. So that's right. So if he charges, he's on damage 3 with auto wounding on 6s, and if he hasn't, he's just auto wounding on 6s. His next attack is the Ghostly Hooves. He's got 3 attacks, 5s followed by 3s, no rend, 1 damage, obviously critical wound, and it's a companion. Pardon me. Any hero phase, you can declare either this unit or a visible enemy unit within 12 inches of this unit to be the target. Allocate 1 damage point to the target. If you pick an enemy unit, add 1 to the casting rolls for this unit for the rest of the turn. If you pick this unit, for the rest of the turn, add 1 to the casting rolls for this unit and add 1 to the unit's power level. Wow. So you can basically do a point of damage to yourself and basically become a 2-cast wizard with +1 to cast. Or you can do 1 damage to an enemy unit within 12 inches and get +1 to cast. Cool. So you have a spell in your hero phase called Wraith Storm. Pick an enemy unit within 12 inches of this unit to be the target and then make a casting roll of 2d6, casting on a 7. Inflict D3 mortal damage on the target. If any enemy models are slain by this ability, inflict an additional D3 mortal damage on the target. Wow, that is nice. That is a really nice spell. Especially when you come in a couple in with your little +1 to cast and doing a damage on them. That's pretty nice. So you've also got passive, which is Grim Justice. Effects, add 1 to the hit rolls and wound rolls for attacks made with this unit's Fell Reaper if the target is a priest or a wizard. Nice. He's a unique, he's a hero, he's a wizard 1, he's cavalry, he flies, and he's got a 6-up ward save. He is pretty nice. I quite like that. I quite like that a lot. But definitely quite stabby. So obviously we're talking a lot about the units, and here we are. We've got the Dreadblade Hollows. They've got a 12-inch move. They've got a health of 3, control of 1, and a 4-up save and a 6-up ward. They've got their Dreadblades with 4 attacks, hitting on 4s, wounding on 3s, 1 rend, 2 damage. Crit is auto wounds. And then there's their horses. I've got 3 attacks, 5s followed by 3s, no rend, 1 damage, crit auto wounds. So they have a passive ability. If this unit charges this turn, add 3 to the control score of the friendly Nighthaunt units while they are wholly within 12 inches of this unit. That is really big. That is really big. Yeah, that's really good. That's going to be really, really nice, actually. Yeah, I think control is going to be really important, considering that objectives are now only 3-inch control zone. Yeah, so that's going to be pretty good, important to do. Any movement phase, remove this unit from the battlefield and set it up again on the battlefield more than 9 inches from all enemy units. Wow, they literally have a free inbuilt teleport, like costs no CP. So you can just remove them from the battlefield and then set them up again on the battlefield more than 9 inches from all enemy units. And then do, you know what, a 9-inch charge. Wow, that's pretty cool. I can see them being used a lot. And this is a theme, and I'm going to talk about that in a very minute. So we also have this, the Banshees. They've got a 4-up save, they move 8, 2 wounds, and they've got a control of 1. They have the Chill Daggers, 2 attacks, 4s followed by 3s, 2 rend, D3 damage, auto wounding. Seems to be a Nighthaunt theme. Any 6s to hit is going to auto wound. So they've got reaction. Opponent declares a spell ability. If a friendly Nighthaunt unit wholly within 12 inches of this unit was picked to be a target of that spell, this unit can use the Unbind abilities if it was a Wizard 1. Add 1 to the Unbinding roll for this ability. If the spell is unbound, inflict D3 mortal damage on the caster. Ooh, nice. That is really nice. That is, yeah, having a unit of these on the table to give you a little bit of anti-magic and to actually get some damage on a potential damage on enemy casters. That's pretty nice. And obviously, they're really nice models as well. And they've got a 6-up ward, so why would you not want that? So yeah, that is pretty cool. So obviously, we can have a look at the Spearhead. And here is the Spearhead box. So by the looks of it, the Spearhead box, you're going to get a hero. That's the dude with the sword in the air. You're going to get some Spite Hosts. I think that's what they're called. Looks like some Chain Grasps and some other things. Basically, you're going to get a lot of ghosts. A lot of ghosts. So it's not a bad box, to be fair. You're going to get your basic, your core of your army. You're probably going to want a couple of those units of the cavalry definitely. And then you want to get your Mortak in there as well. So yeah, pretty cool. I'm liking the fact that they're showing this. So we're getting some spearhead things. So pick a friendly unit. This ability is if it charged this phase, and if you roll a 10+, then pick an enemy unit within 1 inch of that target, and it gets strike last. The ethereal, ignore all modifiers to CS for friendly units, positive and negative. And then the Knight of the Shroud, which is basically the hero of the box. So he has a 4-up save, moves 8, health 5, control 2. He has a sword, big sword, and basically he has 5 attacks, hits on 4s, wounds on 3s, -1 rend, 2 damage, and crit auto wound. Again, it's a theme through this entire army that this is what they're going to do. And the Discorporeal, pick a friendly unit wholly within 9 inches of this unit to be the target. Until the start of your next turn, that target has a 5-up ward. So, pretty solid. So that is the Nighthaunt. So next week, Monday, and this is the big one for me, it looks like the cities of Sigmar are going to be covered. So Monday's video is going to be an interesting one. It's probably going to be a little bit longer than this. I'm probably going to break it down a lot more because obviously Cities of Sigmar are my main army. And yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. But yeah, the Nighthaunt are here with their faction focus. And they're looking very charge phase heavy. I can, personally, what I could see this army is being built around those horses. The ability to get a free teleport is really, really good. There's bound to be a formation, battle formation, that will lead into the mounted aspect of the army. They have battle traits that increase their potential on the charge phase. So yeah, along with war machines like black coaches and stuff. So I can see the mounted army being quite a thing for them. And in fact, I think from what I've seen from people talking about 4th edition who have play tested it and whatnot, the general consensus seems to be that cavalry is going to be the way forward for this edition. As a Cities of Sigmar player, and I'm expecting Monday to confirm this for me, I'm feeling that Cavaliers are probably going to be my main bulk of my army, along with stuff around it. So we'll have to see how that goes. So yeah, Monday is going to be really cool. But Nighthaunt are looking pretty cool. If you've got a Nighthaunt army, I would be pretty happy with it. I'm sure the internet's very angry because things aren't where that they want it. And by the way, this is the first army they've shown so far that doesn't have that bring a unit back for 1 CP at half strength. So, interesting. Maybe it does have it, but it's just somewhere else in the faction pack. But that's the video, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like what I'm doing, please like, subscribe, share, and do all that stuff. I'll be doing one of these every day for every faction pack that comes out, and any other things that we can think of. And also, you can check me out on my members area and my Patreon. And if you've checked out my other videos, you'll know that I have just changed jobs, and I should be moving into my new rota next week. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll start getting into a position where I can actually start getting some new painting content up on the channel. So it's all coming up. So all the new subscribers that I've had for the past couple of weeks, this past week at least, thank you, welcome, and please stay around. And for any of you potential new ones, please smash that subscribe button. Right, I'm going to go, and I will catch you all in the next video. Goodbye for now.